guys, I am back with a eyeshadow palettes collection video. I did one last year. My collection has drastically changed since then. I'm not going to spend too much time on palettes that I've kept since the last time I recorded this video. For those of you who are curious, even though there's probably not many of you, but you know, I mean, whatever, it's cool, you know, whoever watches, you know, all the things. Beauty Bay palettes, the berries palette, y'all know I had this one in my other video. This one has all my pinks in it, all my essentials. Pink is my favorite color. It would be very delusional of me to not get this eyeshadow palette, because look at it, like, this is a pink lover's dream. I love this palette down. It eats the girlies up. Next one that I have is the neutral palette from Beauty Bay. This isn't a new launch, it's a newer. I don't think I had this last time I did my eyeshadow collection, but it's a new addition to my eyeshadow palette collection. So here we are, cooler toned neutrals. They're not like warm or anything. This palette gives me cool tone vibes. Like, compare it to my shirt, palette would work really well with the shirt that I have on. The Bright 2.0 palette, well, this is like a rainbow palette. If you're familiar with Beauty Bay, you know they came out with a bright palette and a bright matte. I have the bright matte. I cannot talk. I've never owned the bright, I've never owned the bright palette. I've only ever owned the bright matte palette. Wanted to own the bright palette just because the bright palette had shimmers in it. Wanted to own that one, but could never really got, I don't know. The time I tried to get my hands on it, like, I couldn't find it anymore. So my guess was that they discontinued it. I don't know why. I guess it wasn't selling, or they were just trying to make room for new palettes to be released. I don't know, but I really did want to get that palette, but I guess, you know, like, it is what it is. So I do have the matte version, like I said. This palette is a colorful, you know, the things, just your typical rainbow palette. Anybody that likes color, I strongly recommend this palette. Any of the Beauty Bay palettes are gonna be really good. This one and the Bright 2.0, like, you can't go wrong, or even any of the other ones that I'm about to show you. But this, like I said, this is all mattes. This is the Midnight palette, consists of blues and purples. Love this palette down. Oh my gosh, just look at her, she's stunning. I'll start doing a little series on TikTok where I do, you know, 3 different eye looks with one palette, like using one palette each week, or I don't know. Up next I have the Fiery 2.0. Don't remember if I had this one last time I did this video, but if I did not, here's what the inside of it looks like. You know, you got your warm, your neutrals, basically like your fall essentials palette is what this gives. You know, if you're looking for a nice palette to do fall inspired looks with pops of color, this is your girl. This is for all of your fall eyeshadow needs. Earthy, I had this one. I'm almost 100% sure I had this one in the last video, so I'm not gonna spend too much time. But this is Earthy, nice selection of greens, and you got a couple of, you know, orange red type of thing. So this is Earthy. This is the Tropical palette. This is what she looks like. Your pinks, your yellow, you got your pop of orange, all the things. Anastasia Beverly Hills Rose Metals. Oh gosh, I just stabbed myself in the leg. Rose Metals palette. This palette is boring looking to me. Like, when I first bought it, I was very intrigued by the color story, but now that I look at it, the more and more I look at it, I'm just like, why did I get this palette? Formula, considering this palette is mainly shimmers, the formula of this is pretty good. I like the formula of this palette, but I do want to start you know, doing more grungy, because I feel like that palette gives me like grungy-ish vibes. Up next I have the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions palette. Mine is like well loved. I use this palette when I go out of town. Like, say for instance, when I go out of town to go to my boyfriend's house, I take that palette. Do something quick on my eyes. From Huda Beauty, I have the Mercury Retrograde and the Rose Quartz eyeshadow palettes. Mercury Retrograde, she's that girl. She's super pretty. Nice pops of color inside. Whole top row is stunning. Got your little pops of neutral in there as well. This is Rose Quartz, the Rose Quartz palette. It's neutrals, nice cool tones. Natasha Denona bronze palette. Did a look with this the other day and I got so many compliments at work. Nice bronzy warmth. Nice palette for the fall. I will say the color Deep Dive required me to do some extra like thinking. It's like one of those cream to powder formulas. I was trying to use a fluffy brush to pick it up, so I ended up having to double back and go in with like a dense brush and just like kind of pick it up and then pack it on my eye. We're good now. She knows how to use it now. Danessa Myricks. This is the Lightwork Volume 4 Transcendence palette from last holiday. And then this is the Lightwork Volume 5 I Am palette from this year's holiday. This one has split pans in the middle. It is so gorgeous. Look at it. I love this palette. These palettes were $125. But I feel like they're so well worth it, especially if you are like me and you are into all like the duochromes. I have a couple of them swatched on the back of my hand, but if you're into duochromes, triochromes, any type of multi-chrome colors, you would absolutely love Danessa Myricks. Danessa Myricks kills it when it comes to shades like these. Lightwork 4. I really love both of these palettes. So these next two palettes are from a controversial creator on this here internet. The Jeffree Star cremated palette. Orangey palette. My two, oh, yeah, no, my two. I have my two Glam Light eyeshadow palettes. This is the Ice Cream Dream palette, and then this is the Rick and Morty collaboration palette. Starting off with the Ice Cream Dream palette. Oh my gosh, this is a classic. If you don't know about Ice Cream Dream, where have you been? Because Ice Cream Dream is that girl. Y'all see me looking off to this side. It's because my viewfinder is over there and I'm trying to make sure that like I'm capturing everything in the camera properly. As I use this camera more, because I am recording off of a camera, I'm going to slowly try to look at it a lot less, but you're gonna see that I'm looking off to this side a lot in this video due to the fact that like I just am trying to make sure that I'm capturing all of the goodness that is in this palette, in every single palette that I'm showing you guys. This is the Rick and Morty collaboration with Glam Light palette. This palette is stunning. When I tell y'all, the metallics in here are so creamy. They're so creamy. Like, let's swatch a color. Let us swatch a color. Look at that. And y'all, don't talk about my nails. I know I need to feel, mind your business. Look at that. That's so pretty. These last palettes, they're all from Pat McGrath. This is the Pat McGrath Labs Mothership Mega Celestial Nirvana palette. This is her in all her glory. Only use like some of the neutral shades in this palette. I haven't really played too much in any of the other shades, but yeah, that's really it. This palette, I'm gonna be honest, the color story on this palette could have been better. I feel like it could have been better. Me being the Pat McGrath stan that I am, I'm gonna get it anyway. McGrath Labs Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palettes from 2021, and then this is what is that cracked. It's not cracked, it's just a scratch in the pan. I don't care what anybody has to say, I like the layout of this palette. A lot of people that review this palette, they were talking about how they don't like how her logo is in the middle and then you have the pans like off to the side and like off to the other side. It's very cute to me. I don't know, I guess I'm just different. Love this color story of this palette. There's hardly any matte shades in here. There's like 4 matte shades in here. I've dibbled and dabbled into a couple of shades. I've definitely used that black with all the sparkles in it. Use that. I have Mothership. This is Mothership 5. This is Bronze Seduction from Pat McGrath. This is what she looks like. Nice natural neutral palette. This is probably gonna be one of her most natural palettes that she has. Divine Rose, Mothership 7, packaging for Divine Rose 1. This is gonna be for the person who does not care to wear super colorful eyeshadows, because Pat McGrath has a lot of different eyeshadow palettes that have different pops of different colors and just very vibrant and very like out there. Camera is getting hot. I'm gonna try to speed this up because I don't want my camera to do no shit. Mothership 9. This is Utopian Dream. This is my first Pat McGrath palette. Out of her Motherships. Well, just Pat McGrath palettes in general. This one I think is on my other video that I did, but yeah. I want to say it was, because the makeup that I had on, the eye look that I did was with this palette. But y'all see how pretty this palette is. This palette is stunning. This palette is gorgeous. Look at this bottom shade here. Camera ain't trying to do it justice. Hold on. Look at that. That is stunning. Intensifies. It's like this little wand and you click it up and you just, you know, kind of run it across your eyelid or wherever you're wanting her special shades. That will literally make it pop. Like, it will be so opaque compared to just this swatch alone. This is the Pat McGrath Mothership 3. This is Subversive. I've been dying to get my hands on this palette. I just recently got this palette for my birthday. Subversive. This palette, oh my gosh, when I tell y'all, I literally did an eye look with this palette last week. No, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. When I tell you I cleared. This is the color that I used on my lid. That color, fire. This color, fire. Fire. So bomb. You know, I'm gonna have swatches all down my arm. We got 2 more palettes, y'all. We're almost there. We got 2 more palettes. One of the other palettes that would have been in this video, but I don't physically have it right now, is Sunlit Seduction. That is Pat McGrath's latest Mothership palette that she's come out with. I ordered it. I have it. It's in my collection, but I don't have the physical palette with me. Mothership X. This is Moonlit Seduction. Stunning. And you're not going to tell me otherwise. Like, this palette is so different, and I'm here for it. I am living for it. Obsessed. Obsessed. Do y'all see the flip that is happening? See the flip that is on that eyeshadow? Wow. Don't get me started, because when I talk about Pat McGrath, dude, anything Pat McGrath related, like, I am so hyped. I get so hyped. Pat McGrath stan, okay? This is the last palette that I have. Ship 8. Divine Rose 2. This is the outer packaging. If y'all are wondering why my packaging looks the way it looks, it's because I ordered some of these from Sephora. And Sephora be acting like they don't care about your packaging when you... Okay, my camera cut off on me because it got too hot and started overheating. Whatever. I'm going to finish this up real quick before it shuts off on me again. This is Divine Rose 2. This is her. We were talking about the whole packaging issue. A lot of my packaging of my palettes are beat up due to being shipped from Sephora.com. So shipped from Sephora's distribution centers. I'm gonna show y'all one final swatch of a color that's in here, and we're gonna go on about our day. This, wow, y'all see that? Gorgeous. Just if you don't own any Pat McGrath, I suggest y'all go take a look on her website, go fill it out, see, like, browse a little bit, see if you find something that you like. But I would say wait until her sales, because a lot of my palettes I bought with her sale. I didn't pay full price for every single palette that I own from her. For a couple, yes, but like when I first got into, actually no, I lied. So my first palette, the Utopian Dream, I actually got during the Sephora sale last year. So I did get the 20% because I am rouge at Sephora. So I did get the 20% off of like full price. That's besides the point. There are a couple of palettes that I did pay full price for. So that's my palette collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, updated palette collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, comment, let me know which palette was your favorite, or like what palettes you are looking into getting. Let me know what videos you potentially may want next, and I'm going to try to be more consistent. Camera, I have to get used to it because clearly I'm not used to it. If I keep doing this, I'm looking over here and when I should be looking here. I'm sorry, I apologize if that bothers you, to fill out the quality of my camera and the quality of my video because I don't want it to be trash. All that being said, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas Eve. It is Christmas Eve, the day that I'm recording this. And I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. Anyways, bye guys.